Is there a problem?
Yeah, the problem is your dice are loaded. Does your boss know about this? Just give me my money. Hey.
Come on, let's go.
Great.
Special Forces.
I'll take that. What are you doing? Special Forces. Special treatment. This guy knows Hamilton. Just hold him down.
The film begins with Chris Vaughn, a veteran of the Special Forces, returning to his hometown of Kitsap County, Washington. During his journey, he notices an old mill that has closed down, which previously employed a significant portion of the town's residents. While reading the closure notice, he is approached by Sheriff Stan Watkins, who recognizes him as a Special Forces soldier and offers him a ride home.
Thanks.
You're Chris Vaughn? Well, hell, I'm Sheriff Stan Watkins.
How you doing?
Ralston, get out of the car! You're looking at a real soldier here. Pay some respects. Well, hell, Chris,
Welcome home, soldier.
Thanks.
I'll give you a ride up to your folks.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
I won't take no for an answer. Hey!
Initially reluctant, Chris ultimately accepts the sheriff's invitation. Upon arriving home, Chris is warmly greeted by his sister, Michelle, followed shortly by his parents. It has been years since his family last saw him, and they notice how much his nephew, Pete, has grown. The following morning, Chris is seen repairing the wooden staircase at the entrance of the house when his high school friend, Ray, arrives to greet him. When Chris offers Ray a beer, Ray reveals that he has been sober for the past 14 months and has stopped using drugs and alcohol. He then invites Chris to a football game with some of their former classmates, to which Chris agrees. In the next scene, Chris and Ray arrive at the field and reconnect with their old friends. They are set to play against a team led by Jay Hamilton, another former classmate from one of the wealthiest families in Kitsap County, who currently owns the largest casino in town. As the game begins, Hamilton's team plays aggressively, with their tactics becoming increasingly rough. Chris notices his nephew, Pete, socializing with a group of boys who are using marijuana. The game continues until Hamilton's teammate, Booth, deliberately injures Chris's knee. Despite this incident, Chris chooses not to retaliate, and the game concludes. Before leaving, Hamilton extends an invitation to Chris and his teammates to visit his casino. Later on, Chris advises Pete to steer clear of his drug-using friends. However, Pete dismisses his concerns and rides off on a small motorcycle. In the evening, Chris, Ray, and several friends arrive at the casino as planned. Upon entering, they are taken aback by the lively atmosphere, with attractive entertainers mingling with patrons. Shortly thereafter, Chris encounters Hamilton, who instructs his associates to ensure that Chris receives VIP treatment. Without delay, Chris is escorted to one of the casino's exclusive dance booths, where he is left to enjoy a performance by a stripper. To his surprise, he soon recognizes that the performer is Denny, his high school sweetheart. When Denny sees Chris, she halts her performance and closes the booth's curtain, leaving Chris disheartened by her current occupation. Following this encounter, Chris returns to the main casino floor and finds Ray engaged in a game. He then approaches his older friend Smitty, who is gambling at a dice table. Chris observes that the dealer is cheating by using loaded dice. When Chris confronts the dealer about this dishonesty, the dealer calls security, leading to a confrontation between Chris and the bouncers.
Man, I'm getting killed out here. Let me have casinos. Put 200 on bet.
No.
Come on.
Hell no.
Chris.
Oh, look at that.
Can we do a 6? Can we do a 6? That's what I'm talking about. 5 hard 6?
Yes.
I'm in. Hard 6, 5 on hard 6. Looking for a 6. Looking for a 6. Boom. Give me some dice. All right. Please.
Jimmy, don't look. Give me the dice.
I got it. Looking for a 6. Oh, 7 out. Line in, line in. The dark side wins.
You're good. But I saw it.
Saw it.
I saw the switch.
Hey, this is a clean game, asshole.
Yeah? Let's see about that. Bet you roll a 7.
That's not your rule, sir. Sir, it's not your role. Sir, you call security.
Over here, put your bets down on the pass line. The dice are coming up 7. Chris, why don't we just let it go? No, we're gonna let it ride, Jimmy. The dice are coming up 7. What a surprise. No, folks. No payout. Why don't you just take care of that bet and then worry them?
Well, I would, but it wasn't a legitimate bet. You're not the shooter.
Is there a problem? Yeah, the problem is your dice are loaded. Does your boss know about this? Just give me my money. Hey. Come on, let's go.
He is soon overpowered by 3 of them who use a taser on him and take him to the basement. There, Booth, the head of casino security, confiscates Chris's special forces locket and inflicts injuries on him with a sharp blade.
Special forces.
I'll take that. What are you doing?
Special forces. Special treatment.
This guy knows Hamilton. Just hold him down.
After subjecting Chris to torture, they leave him on the side of the road, believing him to be dead. Fortunately, Chris regains consciousness and successfully flags down a passing truck for assistance. In the subsequent scene, he is shown in the hospital, severely injured but under the care of doctors who assure his family that he will make a full recovery. Following his hospital stay, Chris returns home to recuperate, where he spends time with Ray and Pete. Gradually, Chris begins to heal and resumes his daily routine. One day, while Chris was engaged in the repair of the old staircase, Hamilton visited his home to express his apologies for the actions of his associates. He subsequently extended an offer to appoint Chris as the head of security for his casino. However, Chris politely declined the proposal. In response, Hamilton requested that Chris reconsider, but Chris firmly stated that his decision was final. Following this exchange, Hamilton offered Chris monetary compensation for the incident, which Chris also declined, informing him of his intention to file a report against the casino. In the subsequent scene, Chris presented his case to Sheriff Watkins, only to be taken aback when Watkins revealed that the matter had already been investigated and that there was insufficient evidence to take action against Hamilton's security personnel or to shut down the casino. Rather than proceeding with a report, Watkins explained that since the closure of the mill, the casino had become the primary source of revenue for the town, making it impossible to close or penalize the owner. Frustrated by this revelation, Chris left the sheriff's office but not before warning Watkins of his intent to expose the illegal activities occurring at the casino. The following day, after a brief meeting with Denny, Chris returned home to discover that his nephew had suffered a drug overdose. When Chris confronted Pete's friends regarding the source of the drug, they disclosed that it was being supplied by the casino's security guards, who were distributing it throughout the town.
Where'd you get the drugs?
I'm not really sure where we got it.
Where?
From the security guys working at the casino.
Chris, wait. Call the police.
No. It won't do any good. Speed okay? He'll be fine. Oh no, Chris, not like this. Chris! Chris!
Furious, Chris returned to his residence and retrieved his old shotgun. Despite his father's attempts to dissuade him, he drove towards the casino. Chris arrived at the casino, managing to temper his anger somewhat. He discards the shotgun and instead carries a wooden log into the casino. He begins to vandalize the gambling machines in the interior of the establishment. Before long, Hamilton's security personnel arrive and a confrontation ensues.
I've been looking for you.
Guess that changes our relationship a bit, huh?
Before leaving, he hurls the wooden log at a mirrored window, catching a glimpse of Hamilton observing the chaos. Unfortunately, as he attempts to flee, he is quickly surrounded by law enforcement. Sheriff Watkins arrests him for assaulting the security guards and causing damage to the casino. In the subsequent scene, Chris is seen at the police station discussing his case with a lawyer, whom he requests to represent him. During the court hearing, Hamilton presents multiple witnesses from his casino, all of whom testify against Chris. They claim that he is a trained army officer who was out of control on that day.
Me and my men, we were just trying to control him. He's highly trained, violent, very dangerous person.
So dangerous, so highly trained, that he dispatched 6 of the casino security staff single-handedly. His weapon of choice, a simple piece of cedar, which in his hands became a devastating force with one aim: to hurt people, destroy property.
He went directly for everything. He just came in and took over the place.
Very dangerous person.
Military trained?
He seemed like a complete psychopath.
Mr. Crow, you may present your client's case.
To Chris's dismay, his lawyer remains unexpectedly silent during these proceedings, leading him to suspect that the lawyer may be colluding with Hamilton. Consequently, Chris dismisses his attorney and asks the judge for permission to represent himself.
You're fired. Your Honor, I'd like to plead my own case.
Order! Order!
Mr. Vaughn, if you choose to represent yourself and not be represented by legal counsel, you realize that you can't then claim a mistrial on that basis.
Yes, I do.
Upon receiving approval from the judge, he addresses the jury and courtroom audience, outlining the illegal activities occurring at Hamilton's casino, including drug distribution and customer deception. He also announces his intention to run for sheriff, pledging to eradicate corruption in the town.
I don't deny anything that was said here today.
Does that mean you're changing your plea to guilty?
I'm not guilty of anything, except standing up for myself when the law wouldn't.
Objection.
Mr. Vaughn, stay on point.
I grew up in this town. People used to walk tall in this town. They wouldn't have traded the mill for a crooked casino. I was justified in what I did. And if you acquit me of these charges, then I'm gonna run for sheriff.
Mr. Vaughn.
And if elected, I'm gonna fix this town.
Please take your seat. Mr. Vaughn, you are now charged with contempt.
Chris then reveals his injuries inflicted by Booth to the jury. After considering his testimony, the jury reaches a verdict in favor of Chris, resulting in his release from custody. The scene then transitions to a future moment where Chris has successfully won the election and is now serving as the new sheriff of the town. On his first day as sheriff, Watkins approaches Chris and advises him to retain all of his deputies, citing their trustworthiness. However, Chris, aware of their corruption, promptly dismisses them and enters the station alone. Later, Chris encounters Hamilton while he is driving his Porsche with his girlfriend. He stops the vehicle and requests to see Hamilton's license and registration. Hamilton ridicules Chris's new role and attempts to bribe him.
License and registration.
You're joking, right? What's the problem, Sheriff?
You. And the drugs you're peddling out of your casino.
A casino is a license to print money. Why would I jeopardize that by selling drugs?
Because you own the town, Jay. That's changed now.
Really? See, the only thing that I think has changed around here is that you get to wake up every morning and put on that nifty little badge. But underneath that badge is the same guy who couldn't make it playing college football, and apparently couldn't make it in the Army, and not really gonna ever make it as a cop. And if you push too hard, you're gonna be a man who never gets to see 40.
Infuriated, Chris walks away, but not before damaging the car's taillight and warning Hamilton to repair it soon. Subsequently, Chris visits Ray and invites him to join the police department as a deputy officer. Initially, Ray declines, citing his past struggles with addiction. However, when Chris emphasizes the need for Ray's assistance in dismantling Hamilton's drug empire, Ray agrees to come on board. Soon after, Chris and Ray are seen arresting numerous drug dealers and enforcing justice. Eventually, they apprehend Booth and conduct a thorough body search. In a bid for retribution, the pair begins to vandalize Booth's customized pickup truck in their search for drugs, ultimately securing his incarceration. Back at the station, Chris urges Ray to return home and watch over his family, anticipating that Hamilton may retaliate against them. Chris then remains at the sheriff's office to oversee Booth. Later that evening, while having dinner, Denny pays him a visit and reveals that she has resigned from her position as a casino dancer. Following the revelation, Chris approaches Denny, shares a kiss with her, and they engage in an intimate encounter at the station. The next morning, upon discovering Booth's absence from the casino, Hamilton instructs his men to attack both Chris's family and the police station. Shortly thereafter, Hamilton's henchmen arrive at the police station and detonate Chris's truck. They then open fire on the station with machine guns. To Chris's shock, among the assailants are Watkins and his former deputy officers. Initially pleased to see Watkins, Booth quickly realizes his precarious situation and pleads with Chris for release from prison. Chris takes advantage of Booth's predicament, pressuring him to disclose the location of Hamilton's drug factory. With no alternatives left, Booth reveals that the old mill is where the drugs are produced. Tragically, before Chris can facilitate Booth's release, he is struck by multiple bullets and killed. With Denny's support, Chris successfully neutralizes all attackers. He then takes Denny to his home, where Ray and Chris's father manage to fend off the henchmen who assaulted them. After ensuring his family's safety, Chris heads to the timber mill, where he discovers a meth lab and encounters Hamilton, who is waiting for him. Hamilton attempts to eliminate Chris by lowering him into a trapdoor using mill machinery. However, Chris pulls Hamilton down with him, and they both slide down together. Despite sustaining a severe leg injury, Chris flees into the nearby forest while Hamilton pursues him wielding an axe. Chris manages to realign his dislocated leg and he engages in a confrontation. Despite his injuries, Chris ultimately overpowers Hamilton and subdues him. He then arrests Hamilton and secures him in prison. The film concludes with Chris shutting down the illegal casino and reopening the old timber mill, thereby creating employment opportunities for the community. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.